Hi everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having a fantastic weekend. There are no chickens in my chicken coop. They're all downstairs. They're all fed up. It's cold. It's forecast to snow tonight and tomorrow and maybe Sunday, which is ridiculous because we're nearly at the end of March. And it also means that I'm not able to do a whole lot of planting right now. Now, the chickens are not allowed outside because I've just seeded their mud bath area to try and encourage some more grass seed to grow. But I am going to wander over here because we've got some movement. The strawberries are starting to come back up, as apparently are the thistles. I'll be working on the thistles a little later on. We've also got what I think are some volunteer garlic, maybe from a year or so ago. But over here we do have some big old garlic just going really hell for leather. Look at that. Look at those garlics. These are elephant garlics, these big ones here. And they're just monster and just coming out of the ground. This is all garlic. And my goal this year is to try and grow more plants than I did last year because I want to have a bit of a store so that through the winter, I have more plants available to me. I have more food that I can eat without having to go to the shops and hopefully save some money in the process. This last winter, our electricity bill has been horrendous. Some of that was due to the fact that my wife was making things in the wood shop and we didn't have proper insulation in there yet. That's a project for the summer. But part of it is just that I think the new heat pumps, as you will see in a video on heat pumps that is going out, I think tomorrow or sometime next week, the heat pumps took a while to be properly set up for our house, and that has caused us some big issues. So I'm walking down my driveway because I wanted to show you we finally have some daffodils out. It's so nice to have daffodils out. We've also got my irises coming out in the garden. But I have spread seed all over the front lawn because our front lawn, frankly, was not doing very well because of the cold weather and the dogs and the rain and everything else. You know what? I'm going to cheat and I'm going to go inside and show you some stuff. I'm not going to show you my rhubarb this week, but my rhubarb is doing a lot better, as is this little girl here. If you didn't watch last week's video, this is Sky. She is a border collie, as is Ghost, our other border collie, obviously. And she is settling into the house really amazingly well. She's doing so well. Also, I'm in my kitchen because I want to show you some of my plants and how they're doing for the winter. So some of my geraniums are doing okay. They're fed up. I think they just want to have a bit of extra light and want to start growing again. They've gone a bit leggy, but that's okay. We will fix that. The other thing I wanted to show you here is that one of my orchids has put a spike up. Look at this. See if I can find it. If you look just about here somewhere, just hiding in there, there is a spike. And that is a flower spike. And so that's going to be really nice because I like having flower spikes, because I like having orchid flowers because they're very pretty. So if you'll excuse the darkness, I'm going to take you through into the place where the seeds are. So let me turn on the light because then you can see a little better. But we have had some growing success. These are some peppers that I am growing right now. I should get a grow lamp on these really to slow them down a bit. And these are some of my seed potatoes that are just ready to go in. The title of today's video is There's Just So Much to Do because I'm going to be going away this week and then I'm back for a week and then I'm off again for another week of travel, and just trying to get everything sorted out and set up in this time is proving quite challenging. These are my onions that are growing from seed and I need to keep them wet. I need to get some more water. Where is my waterer? I have misplaced my waterer. I will find my waterer and spray them. As you can see, I have been trying to keep everything moist. These are some tomato seeds that have yet to germinate, and my hope was that they would germinate just before I left for my trip next week. Unfortunately, I don't think any have yet. So I'm filming this on Thursday, so I've got until Sunday. I'm leaving on Sunday, so I'm hoping that by Sunday everything will start to germinate. Here we go. Here is my watering sprayer. So literally all I do is just wet the surface a couple of times a day so I don't overwater them. And these onions don't mind this. And then every day or so I turn them around so that they don't sort of curve into the sunlight and stay in that one direction all the time. So that's basically all I do. Just wet these. Hopefully by the time I leave, I will have planted some more things, but I'll show you some of my seeds. I have a major seed problem. So I've got to there are some things that have to go into the ground before I leave. Parsnips is one of them. I've got 2 different types of parsnips. And because we have gophers and other critters, I'm going to put them into tubs like I did last year. And that really helps to try and make sure that everything has a good start before people start attacking. I also want to put some flowers in. I've got some pansies and some other things that I want to start from seed and then transplant them into the garden. So that's a good thing for me to do as well. But the challenge is I just don't have a huge amount of time, and I've got all of this gardening stuff that needs to get done and certainly not enough time to do. If you're interested, I have some more potatoes over here. So my plan is to grow lots of potatoes this year, all in tubs again, and hopefully by the end of the summer we'll have enough potatoes to keep us going through the winter. It is my hope. It may not happen because I need to make some new flower beds and some new raised beds to put a lot of these new plants in. I need to put these into the ground, and I'm going to wait until after I get back from my second trip to do that, which will be second week of April, I think I'm back. So at that point, hopefully the ground will be nice and warm, and these will be grown up enough that I'll be able to just quite easily transplant them and put them in the ground. In the past, I just put onion seeds straight in the ground, but it makes it very difficult to kind of thin them out and make sure that I've got a sensible spacing. And so I'm hoping that this way I will have a sensible spacing. And there's probably about 100 seeds split 50-50. It's probably slightly more because I know I dropped some extra seeds in. And if you're wondering why my exercise bike is in front of the plants, it's because this is heavy. It's my not a Peloton. This is what I work out on most days, although I haven't worked out this week because I've been really busy. This bike has been the thing that's helped me lose weight, and I've got to say that it's making it impossible for dogs to get access. And on that note, we are done with today's chicken and garden video. The chickens are going to bed because it's getting cold and wet and it's thinking about snowing. And I just want spring to come, and I like winter. But, you know, you've seen inside. You've seen that my plants are wanting to grow, and I'm wanting to plant things out here, but I'm on the road next week and there's so much to do. Anyway. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, you know what to do, and feel free to tip us with a super thanks. You can also reach out to let us know your thoughts on Discord by reaching out to us on Mastodon, or if you are a Patreon supporter, by leaving a little comment on our Patreon page. Do remember that you can support us with a YouTube membership or a Patreon subscription. You'll also find links to our Ko-fi, Bitcoin and our swag store, as well as that aforementioned Mastodon server. Scrolling on my right in front of the chicken coop is a list of amazing charged up supporters, and shout outs go out to our self-driving tier supporters: Mike Weeder, Denny Hyde, Linda Irish, Lance Schlall, Mark Eggleton, Cyprian Laplace, John Trammell, Alan Tupper, Chris Maxwell, Brian Newton, Bennett Elder, Andrew Andrew Martin, Sean Tucker, Pedro Mora Pinheiro, Kyle Hodgson, Tony Moss, Brophy Wolf, Kyle Fox, Hey Esker, Tesla in the Gong, Dan Blair, Peter Dillinger, Gordon C, Stefan Fremgen, Stephen Williams, Regine Fellows, Chris Centaur and Jim Vanessa. And finally, out of this world thanks to our top tier supporters. They are John L. Henderson, Clay Witt, CPU Freak 101, John Lyons, Kevin Burrowbridge, Andrew Glenn, Joe Hughes, Dave Kitchen, Joe Bresney, Nigel S, Matthew Drobnak, Eric Knack, Paul Conway, Stephen O'Donoghue, JP Fegerbeck, Reggie Watts, Marcel Ward, Robert Flannery, Aaron Hahn, Rory Litwin, Ellery Hensley, Will Graylin, and of course, Ian. Don't forget that we make content every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday over on our main channel, plus over here on Take Two on a Sunday, where you have this video and of course our Sunday musing. This week we're going to be talking about planned obsolescence in the EV world. As I mentioned in that video, which you may or may not see yet because this video is coming out first, so the other one will be released in a couple of hours if you're watching this first. We're going to be on the road this week, so we're going to be a bit slow to respond to any comments that you may send our way. We can't talk about our road trip yet, but we're going to be very busy filming. We get back on April 1st, and then hopefully next weekend I'll have another chicken and garden update for you. I don't know quite how we're going to film that because I'll be away, but we'll figure it out. Have no fear. And of course, until next time, as always, keep evolving.